you want to win?
Okay, but like here's like the want or think. Like I can, you know,
Want.
like
Want.
okay, yeah.
So when she spoon and
Like a BB moment, which is like a beautiful black moment. Did we get any of those in this episode?
Black.
we have a chaotic bi moment of the
Chaotic bi moment. And you're watching Black Bi Reality.
with black bi baddies.
And those who love us.
Hello, I am Nicole Weaver, the host of Black Bi Reality, and I'm here to talk about Big Brother Reindeer Games with Izzy Gleicher from Big Brother 25. Izzy, how are you doing?
I'm good, Nicole. Thanks for having me. I'm stoked to talk about Reindeer Games.
Yes. Just for your fans and everyone who's watching and curious, what have you been up to since your season? It's been how long now?
Oh man, if you can believe it, I have stopped counting days.
Right.
So I actually have no idea how long it's
Yeah.
been. I guess over a month since the show wrapped.
Absolutely.
I've been, me and Paige are engaged, which I'm like just loving sharing and spreading that news. So yeah, the face, yeah, good. That's the reaction.
I'm terrible. How did I miss this?
No, that's okay. There's just so much going on, but I'm just like so happy to be sharing that. So that's big news. I've been back to work, just playing shows and getting back to my life at home. I see Suri and talk to Suri all the time, and Jared as well. And it's been nice to get reacquainted with them post-show, and just like in real life. So that's been amazing. And I've been obsessed with this current Survivor season that just wrapped. So
okay, yes.
Yeah, kind of back to regular life, obsessed with Survivor, playing my flute and loving on my girl. So
exactly.
Nothing much has changed actually.
That's great. No, the Survivor season was great for people who are new to the channel. And also, I just haven't been talking about Survivor this season. But I actually talked to Katora.
So I'm very excited to hear that.
I finished filming. It was so emotional. I'm so thankful to have this podcast to be able to talk to like queer and Black people, whether that's separately or like the person is all in one.
Oh, absolutely.
And it was so good. So I hope you guys do watch that. But we're here to talk about.
Absolutely. Let's get in the holiday spirit.
The holiday spirits. I got my holiday on.
Oh,
if you're wondering how did this get made, you know the reference. Geostorm, a terrible movie, but
excellent.
All right. What was your first thoughts? Because I think during your season, there were some rumors and rumbling. People were like, it's going to be a Legends season, da-da-da-da. And we got some Legends during, but it's mostly Christmas. Did you know anything about this?
Like going into it, like before Reindeer Games, like
before it was announced.
Did I have any in the know knowledge of anything? No, I did not.
Okay.
Speculation. I mean, like, of course there were speculations. I was pretty sure Cam was going to be the representative, as you will, of BB25. Either him or Matt. Maybe Jag. I don't know. I'm just thinking of people that, like usual suspects. Given then the nature of most of the comps that Reindeer Games has consisted of. I'm a little mad maybe that those three are the ones that
let's talk about it.
We'll down to, but we can go ahead, Nicole. Ask away.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on the Christmas theme? Like, do you celebrate? I assume no.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. The theme to me, I wish it was just holidays.
Yes.
I wish it was just a holidays theme. Especially being someone from BB25 representing BB25. We have a winner that maybe doesn't celebrate Christmas. And I think, I wonder if I hope it wasn't, but I wonder if that was a factor in who got chosen to compete in Reindeer Games.
Yeah, because I don't think we have anyone who doesn't celebrate,
right,
or like is known for that.
right,
So
yeah,
it immediately takes a lot of people out of the running if they
totally.
do.
I think Heisen would have been great for my season. I think Heisen would have killed it.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
So anyway, yeah.
So I do hope they mix it up a little. The one thing that I can give them is like having a very certain theme is like, all right, we get a storyline. Santa needs helpers. Da, 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 da. There's no other holiday that is just so deep in weird mythology that we know of that it gives them a wealth of stories.
Yeah.
But it's like, come on now.
Like a New Year's theme, like
Yes.
celebrating like the end of something, the start of something.
Ooh.
You know, the themes. Do the fans really love the themes? Am I just like maybe like I don't know, like I don't really care about a theme.
Yeah.
Mostly because it doesn't usually like necessarily stick. You know, we've like lose the theme in the middle or something, and then it's like, okay, what was the point?
Yeah.
So I don't care about the theme so much. I think the structure of the game is fantastic. So
nice.
I've been enjoying it a lot.
Okay, so that was going to be my next question.
Okay.
Knowing the twist, because it's Big Brother, but it's not Big Brother.
Yeah, you know, I have a whole spiel.
Okay, give the spiel.
I think one of the reasons that people find Reindeer Games so exciting is because it's Big Brother vibe, but at Survivor pace. Ultimately, the strategic structure of the challenge. So it's like hitting on all of these like little morsels that we love and feel attached to, but like ultimately bringing them together in a way that's like so fast paced and contained that like I think the players are feeling like released from the pressure of time and just actually like instead of like finding a way to prolong themselves thriving, which is like a big I hate in like how sometimes we play these long form games, but they came to play. They turned up, you know, they're not messing around. They're having the right conversations. They're making alliances. They're protecting people within a hierarchy. And ultimately, like, there's no bitterness because it's like, it's done. This person lost. Bye-bye. You don't see them again. And that's great. You know, you don't have to live in a house with them after they've been nominated for 4 days. You know what I mean? Like, that's really fair. So I think there's like a lot of excitement there. I think like the really good strategic gameplay has maybe like tapered down because ultimately winning comps is what will, you know, I mean, we've seen that with X. Like X is fully in Reindeer Games just because he cannot lose a brawl, you know, like he cannot lose a brawl. It's killing me, you know? So, but that's like the nature of this game. And so I think it's cool that, especially in the finals, right? Also kind of like the challenge structure. We've reached the finals. We're not exactly sure maybe how it's going to like whittle to a winner. But yeah, we have like everything. We have strategic greats that have been playing really well and comp beasts. So
totally. It's very interesting. I think if I had to guess what tonight, because we are filming this hours before the actual finale, it might be this like a similar thing. So like in the beginning, the naughty and nice is almost always like a puzzle or riddle that you're solving.
Yeah.
The brawl is like I think they've been pretty physical, and then Santa's showdown is just like a scramble. So I don't know, or they could switch it up, but I would hope actually they keep it because it seems to be kind of fairer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm loving the like sort of scavenger hunt type, like, you know, mental comp that the naughty and nice comp has been. I think it like, I love the idea that you can see if people are ringing in and whether that's gonna like affect your decision or not. There's like a little layer of like reading people that's also involved, which I love because that's my vibe, you know? So I think that's really great. And yes, it's like these comps are just so equitable. Even the comp, I mean, maybe I want to say this especially because Nicole beat Josh in this last super physical elimination. But if you looked at the candy cane, you know, like they were standing on a platform that was legit, you know, like anyone could have held on comfortably enough to then be taxed in a way because of dizziness and jerks and things like that. But like anyone would be able to attempt that legitimately, you know, and I think that's great.
Yeah.
I'm a little all over the place. I'm just all the things.
This is supposed to be. But I even wondered, I was like, does Nicole actually have an advantage? Because like the fact that she doesn't have as much weight, like the force maybe might be, but that's like science, and I'm not good at it.
I mean, that's always the debate, you know. I mean,
yeah. So I was just like, maybe she actually has an advantage. She did great. That was amazing. So I do want to go back. I have a little slideshow for us. Because why not use these beautiful photos that they give us?
Oh, gorgeous.
So this was our original cast. Who were you most excited to see?
Oh, honestly, most of the cast.
Yeah.
You know, I was excited to see Danielle and Brittany, especially. I've always been like a fan of Brittany's. You know, I feel like I have loved Josh's growth from his first Big Brother season, watching him on the challenge and now watching him on. So I was excited to see him back in the Big Brother house after having, you know, such a growing set of years, watching him on the challenge and everything. So I was excited about that. I was excited to see Taylor, you know, yeah. And Nicole and Frankie for sure, like the personalities, the drama that they bring because of the season 16 drama, you know, yeah, I think those were the handful of people that I was most excited about.
Yeah, I'm always going to be excited for Taylor. Just her story and everything was just meaning so much to me. I'm probably in the minority here. I liked Josh the first time.
Oh, I did too. I'm definitely in that camp. Like you know, I'm all about feeling the feels and getting them out. And like, yeah. So I definitely would. I'm team Josh for sure.
Yeah. And then everyone was like so annoyed at Paul for having so much power. It's like, then how are we not happy for Josh? Like, you know, So, yeah. But, you know, now that Josh is back and got the muscles, everyone's thirsting.
And he's looking good. Let's give Josh his flowers.
Absolutely. But I was like, he was a little cutie still in the last, like, yeah. So it's like, I already saw the vision. You guys are hopping on this train kind of late. Very excited to see Danielle as well.
Absolutely.
Now Big Brother 19 might be the first full season I watched. So I'm not as familiar with Big Brother 16. I do need to go back and watch. But I'm obviously so familiar with Nicole Franzel at this point. And it was very interesting that we started off with 3 people from that season. Production loves this season.
I know. You know, I mean, I was a little bummed not to see Andy out here. I'll say it. I was a little bummed to see Andy. You know, I was a little bummed not to see Casey. You know, like I'm always looking for, you know, come on, we're going to have a holiday themed special season. It's not going to be queer AF.
Yeah.
This is our time to shine, you know? I mean, let's be real. Frankie's type of camp is Reindeer Games camp. I mean, he was seemingly made for Reindeer Games, you know, like thriving under the tinsel, you know?
Absolutely. Glitter eyeshadow.
They love 16.
Yeah. So, and then we have Cam, which is not a surprise. I watched Taryn Armstrong's live feed thing. And when he said that Cam came out of the diary room, just excited to talk about opportunities after, I'm like, what the heck went in there? Why is he so happy? And now we know why. So, but the thing is about being the newest guy in town, Cam was the first one to be put in Santa Showdown against X. It's a puzzle. He decided to start the puzzle from inside out.
He did.
Why? Just silence.
Look, you know, I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't think I would have started from the inside out.
No.
But Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently, I think the thing is that no one had as many connections. So this was actually more of a social thing.
Yeah, but like, you know, in some ways, Cam had this incredible opportunity that the others didn't, right? Like the others, for the most part, a lot of them have long relationships, have known each other forever. Cam, like, I think it maybe speaks to a consistency in like a maybe lack of social game in not being able to sort of be the new face that can like in this case not necessarily provide a vote but provide support that the crew without him doesn't have because they already have such like created alliances, if you want to use those words. Like they kind of came in on two sides of the house, you know, you could kind of see that coming in, and that makes a lot of sense. And Cam was unable to find his way in like sort of supporting that, you know, and like maybe keeping him in the game to be that person that like, oh, if you're in a bind, you can always get me out later, preserve this, something, anything. But I thought it was interesting that we really didn't see any footage of him having any conversations that first night. So I'm not sure exactly what was going on, but I can guess.
The way I would have paid for the live feed footage of just the day that Cam was in there and what because like one thing you can say about Cam is he seems to be like a genuine fan of Big Brother.
Yeah.
So like I'm sure he was so hyped, and I wonder if it was like maybe like it was Corey in the first few days in the house when he's like, oh my God, Cerie's here. I kind of want to talk about Survivor. Or he was trying to play it cool because Cam loves playing it cool, loves acting like he knows everything that's already going on. I'm just so curious, but we'll never know.
Yeah. I mean, I think these, you know, the people that he was in the house with, this is so not their first rodeo. And as much as you look, I'm easy to read too. I was shocked at how many expressions my face makes when I really swear that I'm not doing that. Cam is the same way. Cam is incredibly easy to read. And so like, I just know they were reading him for filth, you know, like, and just knew kind of exactly where he was at and what he would do. And I think it was clear that they didn't want to have anything to do with it, you know? But yeah, the Inside Out puzzle, man, I don't even think X is that good at puzzles, you know, like, you know?
Right. So I don't know. And then the face was like complicated. I was like, oh, I would want to wait till the very last minute.
The stacking nose thing, that absolutely would have taken a second.
Yeah, that would demoralize me.
Yeah.
Going. Now I want to break down each finalist since we're already here at Reindeer Games. First one, Frankie. So Frankie wanted to go to the end with Cody. So it's kind of a slight on his game that did not happen. We lost him in episode 2. He has won 3 Jingle Bell Brawls and 2 Santa Showdowns. Compies. Cody said he's the best.
Yeah. I mean, that puzzle that he was supposed to do with Beast Mode Cowboy, but Beast Mode Cowboy was all petulant and wanted to throw it. That comp has never been seen again as a 2-person comp. Like Frankie, you know, Frankie changed that. Like to underestimate Frankie's comp ability coming into Reindeer Games would be naive, I think. So yeah, and he's showed up in that way. And so I think he's like a major contender for winning this game, because I'm assuming it is going to be, you have to win something.
Yeah.
And keep winning something in these Reindeer Games to win the whole thing. And so I think Frankie is obviously has to be top of the list to take this home.
Now, if Frankie wins Big Brother Reindeer Games, how are we recognizing this win in the history of Big Brother?
It's Reindeer Games. It's like he's the first winner of Reindeer Games.
Okay, we don't get
it's not Big Brother. Like it's not Big Brother. You know, it's not Big Brother. So that whole like, if Taylor wins, is she the first 2-time Big Brother? It's like, no, she's just now like 1-2 shows.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. I thought I'd ask.
All right, yeah. But also, I think it was a blessing in disguise that Cody is not coming to the end with him. Not because I think Cody would beat Frankie, but because no one was going to support Frankie continuing to support Cody. You know, like he was in a better position with Brittany and Nicole for sure than he would have been trying to cling to Cody. So I'm thrilled for a variety of reasons that Cody is, was out early. So
I agree. Now, Taylor has said on like Instagram Live that Frankie told her like, oh, my biggest regret the first time around is that I didn't work with more women, and that's what I want to do now. That could have been a convenient thing for him to tell her, but I can also see it being purposeful, and yeah, that being the truth. So that's where he ended up going. In the end, he had the advantage of having 2 people from his original season. So
yes.
Does that make you look, if he wins, is that also a knock, or we're like,
I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's hard because, especially now being someone that has experienced this, like you just don't get to choose who you play these games with.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to knock anyone for being dealt the cards that they were dealt and taking it to the end, like it's not their fault, that they kind of had an advantage. Maybe I'm also just people that I want to protect, that I love. But I think it's like not anyone, anyone that walks into the house or on the beach or in the castle, has no control who they're playing with. So I would prefer not to knock his game.
That's true. I think Frankie's also just so good as well socially that if he didn't have them, he might just be at the same spot. I could just see that.
I mean, he wasn't going to lose, It's like, I mean, he also, like X, I think also he would have been targeted much earlier if he just wasn't saving his butt all the time,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Although, did we see, I think Taylor is the only one we've seen that was like, Frankie's my target.
Yeah, well, I think like Nicole had been saying like, but of course, like Frankie's like really good, like Frankie's going to be dangerous, and I think for his like alliance, if you want to, his people having an opportunity to turn on them, they just like literally didn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Speaking of Nicole.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Nicole wasn't. Or X. All right.
It's hard. Yeah.
I actually should have put my notes in the order I put these slides, but later. So Xavier, he has won 4 Santa showdowns, eliminating Cameron, Cody, Danielle, Brittany, and yeah, he basically also, I think it was like Cam at the bottom socially, then X. And like him being thrown in there was kind of showing that. And yet I think also Taylor and Danielle was already planning to kind of throw him in there to take out these other people.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's anything X could have done.
I mean, I don't know, something, the thing, it's like a self-awareness thing maybe that I feel like makes it hard to connect with X, like even as a viewer, like when he was so surprised that they saved Nicole and not him. Like, do you really think that they weren't gonna save Nicole? Like, didn't you learn enough from the ladies in the cookout to now know that like they were gonna save Nicole, like in terms of strategy,
I think the thing is, and that's so interesting that you brought that up, because I think the thing is like, no, like Xavier was in some ways very much the cookout's golden boy. Azza was literally like, he's my chosen one. I want to give it to him. I don't even care about like winning this anymore. So it's like, in a way, it's like, of course he feels that way. That's how his first season went.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really like, it gives me the ick, like, it gives me the ick. And I love that they continued to put him in and make him do it, and make him show up.
Yeah.
It's funny because he does not perform well in the other challenges. Like
Yes.
it's only Santa Showdown where he shows up and can turn out, because as much as I think Cody wants to blame Nicole for losing that group with the rings on the ornaments on the tree balancing, I really think X took the longest amount of time. You know, like it was X and Nicole really couldn't do that. But of course, Nicole gets all the blame. You know, it's like complicated, right? Because like you can't, appearances. He's like a gorgeous man. He's so he's so strong. You know, like you just like think that he's capable. But after, you know, anyway.
I don't get the ick from X. I love him as a character because my thing is that X is like, he's not cocky about it. That's the weird thing. It's like,
I think he's like an NPC.
Not that.
You know, like, well, yeah, go ahead.
I think he just expect, he's an optimist. That's what I think. I think it's not like, oh, you have to give me this. He's just an optimist, and it's like, of course it's gonna work out. It always
I like that read. I mean, look, I thought he was one of the people I was like, man, I think X might win Reindeer Games.
Okay.
But then, like before we heard about how any of it was gonna go, I was like, honestly, I think X might win. But now seeing the structure of it and seeing that more social game and strategy really is embedded, you know, I was like, okay. And then seeing that really he could only perform in the head-to-head Santa Showdown, I was like, okay, maybe X isn't, you know, like things a little bit. But no, I think X is incredibly capable, but yeah, he's just like missing sort of social depth to me that makes it hard, you know.
When he used that word in a conversation with cerebral, and Cody's just like, what does that mean, man? Like, I love, that's why I love Xavier, because he's just him. He does not adjust to people, and like, he thinks it's all going well, and then he unknowingly is like making other people feel like, I can't get into this guy. He's an enigma. Like,
yeah. That's fair. But I loved his rainbow Christmas sweater on move-in day. So.
Yeah. So yeah, X, he's just gonna have to comp out. He's gonna have to pull a jag.
But you know what? If we're going down the line, we've added finalists. Yeah. If we're talking Frankie versus X, I think my money's on Frankie. Frankie has a more well-rounded comp win situation throughout the show than X.
That's exactly it. I agree. I think that's exactly it. And I kind of love it. I kind of love that I love that it's just like this shorter, flamboyant gay versus X, who's just like, he's so, I would say inoffensive. He's the most inoffensive, handsome black man.
Yeah.
And like his biggest threat is this flamboyant gay in glitter. So
we love it.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. Our next person on the list, Taylor.
Yeah, I think she's playing a great game. I think she's playing an excellent game. You know, it's like a little, you know, she's more subdued than maybe, you know, she's got that like even keeled temperament, you know what I mean? Like that makes her so good in high pressure situations. Like I find her so poised and like, I'm really envious of that quality in her, you know, like a certain level of composure, you know, that, so I think she's played like a really like even respectable, smart game the whole way through, you know?
This is probably the game she wanted to have played in Big Brother 24.
Totally.
If it didn't start off like a freaking trash fire.
Yeah. No, she was absolutely like walked into this house, like set up for success in a good way, you know? And so now we're seeing her, you know, really get her like hands dirty a little bit, you know?
Yeah. And she said she wanted to be a villain. Do you think she's playing like a villain?
I don't think so.
I think
you don't think so either, right? I mean, like, I think she's, I wouldn't describe her as a villain.
Yeah, I think she just, you know, she'll have her little throwing shade in the diary room, and that's
it's like personality, you know, like
it's personality. So she has won 2 Jingle Bell Brawls. She's never been in Santa's Showdown. That's social game right there. That's social.
Yeah, that's for sure social game. And I think like also, unfortunately, it's like you can't, I think sometimes you really can't get over those first impressions and stuff. And I think like the whole narrative of underestimating her is maybe like embedded slightly in people's minds, even though like clearly she has shown that she is the sword, you know, like that she is incredible and strong and capable. I think like a little part of people maybe wants to continue to underestimate her a little bit. And she's taking, because she's an incredible social player, she's taking full advantage of that also. And yeah, she's never had to showdown it up, you know? So I think that's great, but it does worry me a little bit heading into Reindeer Games when you know there's going to be head-to-head battles. And just like, I think X in that way is set up the best out of everyone because he knows what that pressure feels like and how to still be successful. And so I think sometimes people underestimate in these games also, like, I barely played in any vetoes. So the second veto that I played in, like, I was so nervous. I was like sick to my stomach. Like it was my first comp that I have ever played. And so like, I think, but like HOHs were getting easier and easier and easier. And I think like from the outside, you can underestimate what it means to actually have practice doing specific types of challenges and comps at different, like, I can't think of the word, but like meaning, like when it means more, like a comp, like if you lose, you're going to be eliminated. That's like high stakes. Yeah. So performing at high stakes, like Xavier now knows exactly in this context what it means to be at the highest stakes and win no matter what. And so in that way, I think he's set up better than all of the finalists just in that regard. So I'm worried. I'm like rooting for my girl Taylor, you know, like I hope, you know, I hope she does great in the finals.
Yeah, I agree. That's a very good read and like theory. I think, yeah, that's true. And we kind of seen this narrative over and over again with different house guests. Like Brittany, she really freaked out when she got chosen for that competition. She said she couldn't do it, and she ended up having like the best time ever. And it was so emotional. She probably was like so nervous, as you said, that she couldn't do anything but like cry and then scream, "They did this to me."
That was art. That was art. That whole scene should be in a museum.
I know.
Because it was just high art and I was here for it. And I was sad to see Brittany go.
It was sad. It was sad. I mean, and then like I'm trying to think actually. I'm blanking on how she went, because how did she go?
Who, Brittany?
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. I got it. X and Brittany and the flying
zip line.
Which
I will say, this is my one beef. Great comps, but why were her puzzles not a little closer? Like, I don't know why, you know, like on other shows, right? If you're holding onto a thing, it's like for your height. So everyone's elbow is bent the same exact way. Xavier, all he had to do is like lift his leg and he was kicking over the puzzle pieces. You know, she didn't necessarily know how to create momentum on a zip line, but the disadvantage was big there, I think, for her. And I just want to give her flowers, because I think time-wise, she solved that puzzle faster than X.
Yeah.
He only had like 3 pieces left when he had 1. And he had so much time. She hadn't even knocked over a piece by the time he had started the puzzle, basically, you know? So anyway, yeah, that was a hard one. That was a hard one to watch.
Yeah, it was. Oh, but she put her all, and she was like still so capable. Like I have torn feelings, and I'm not a mom, So I'll say that because, yeah, I know people love hearing that before you make a comment. I was a little annoyed. Like, I have complicated feelings about how they talk about the mothers in the cast because, like, Nicole has always been the biggest threat, has always been like really great, and like she did this, but she's like her social game is always guilt, which works for her. But when she was like going in with Josh and she was so upset that she had to go up against, she's like, oh, this big guy going against a mom. It's like, Nicole Franzel, you're not this little damsel. Like, what are you talking about right now?
Right. And I think mothers are strong as hell. Like, I don't think mothers are damsels, you know? I kind of have an issue with the way that we kind of use mom or mama or mother in a way, I think, to like maybe put certain women like not as equals with everyone. You know, like in some ways it's like a diminishing thing to just group you into this like, oh, you're a caregiver. You know, there's certain things that come with it. We expect this kind of behavior from you, or we expect you to be weaker because a mother is inherently older or something. You know, like I think we attach these kind of things to a mother title, like in the show, that I think can and like be disruptive to a player and diminishing what they can do. I think like Nicole has always been really good at reading the way that people are perceiving her and feeding into that so that they trust their own read. Like, I think that's why the guilt thing works for Nicole, because no matter what, they look at her and they think like, oh, she's from a small town. Oh, she's just this like little blonde. Oh, like all these things. And she's like, sure, this is what you think of me. I will give you that. You'll believe me and I can manipulate you. And I think that's why her social game is so good. And so like, I'd be curious to just be a fly on the wall while Nicole was watching Reindeer Games back, seeing this. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah. On the other hand, because I am a Libra, so I always have to argue both points. On the other hand, I get it when women who are mothers, like, I think it's just you go through such a huge change, like physically, emotionally, mentally. Once you become a mom, you don't think you're that person that you were before, and maybe do underestimate yourself. So it's like coming from within of like, I can't do this anymore. I'm a mom because of like societal stuff, but also the very real changes. So it's like them also getting that self boost of like, oh, I do still got it. But
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
While you're doing that, I would say onesie day was my favorite fashion moment.
Ooh, okay.
Onesie, it's very Big Brother, you know, it's like really on brand.
Yeah. There was okay, so apparently, I don't know if you heard this, but the elves, which are Derek, Tiffany, and Jordan, they got to make their own or like work with the costume department about their costumes, except for Derek. Derek said that he came in wanting to do like a suave situation, and instead the costumer was like, no, I already have it, and this is it. And he was like, oh.
I love Derek's. I love Derek's. Tiffany looked hot. Tiffany looks hot in her elf costume. I thought Jordan was done a little dirty. Like Jordan's cute. I don't know. It looked like, I don't know. I wasn't into it. It wasn't that festive.
Yeah. I'm assuming that's what she wanted since everyone else had to say.
Yeah.
But I see what you mean. It was giving like Mrs. Claus, you know?
Yeah.
It was a long dress, which I'm also for, honestly. So yeah, I feel you on that. I love and how they just like are able to go all out for how they decorated the house.
The house looks great. Except I will say it is the same bathroom as BB25. Like the wallpaper, the cushions, the rug. That is
so
cool.
Yeah. They're like, oh, they're not going to be here a lot. It'll be
right. They're like, they're not using it that much. Oh, well, there she is.
There she is. She is so cozy. She's happy. She has made it to the finals. Now, Nicole has won 1 Jingle Bell Brawl and 1 Santa's Brawl. And Taylor decided to take her to the Reindeer Games. There is this wild habit of we're taking Nicole Franzel, if she's still around, to the end, except that time in 22, and Nicole will never forget. Never forget.
Nope.
Nope.
I mean, look, I think also Nicole has played she's like, please take me, help me. I'm a sweet baby angel and I need, I'm not going to do good, all these things. Like she's been playing that card throughout. But I will admit there is like a part of me that just like stripping away like opinions related to like regular Big Brother, like OG Big Brother. There is an element in Reindeer Games where I would love to see someone like Nicole win, because it's like, isn't it also exciting that like people that you don't expect to win comps end up winning comps? Like, was the elimination with Josh not super exciting and kind of amazing because she won, and because like everyone's like, oh man, it's the same thing with the Britney elimination, right? I mean, I was convinced, I was like, damn, Britney's not going to do this in 2 minutes, however long it was. And she slayed it, and it was amazing, and it was empowering, and it was just like exciting and different, And so I think because of that, a game that is structured around winning comps, someone that is like not known for winning comps, doesn't think she can win comps herself, uses her social game, whether you like it or not, to get to the end and then win comps and win, like that would be very cool. That would be very inspiring for someone like me, So yeah.
Nicole's so interesting to me because I feel like yeah, that's always kind of the given. I don't know how many times a woman has won against. Well, so Nicole and Paul, I think at the time she was credited as a woman who, for the first time, beat someone who wasn't a woman. Paul's non-binary, and so that is true. I think that's it. I think that narrative really suits her in a way of always, oh, it's Nicole going up against these bigger people who probably like have an advantage in some way. And isn't it like amazing that she is capable of that? My thing is, at this point, when are we going to learn? When are we going to learn that?
When are we going to learn with X? I mean, like, I just think like in some ways, like he expects to be taken.
Yeah.
There's like a certain level of that. And there's like a certain level of Nicole expects to be taken.
Yeah.
As well, I think like,
yeah,
we don't like to see that in women, even though that's more the role that society like puts on women than men, like we're meant to uplift men and of course make it easier for them, and if it's not hard or a struggle for a woman, did she really earn it? I think that's like kind of a consistent thing that we're taught. And so I don't know if their games are necessarily all that different. It's just geared towards like the way that the world perceives them.
That's very interesting. I mean, I think for Reindeer Games, they are different in just X had to comp out. And that doesn't mean it's necessarily good, because I think Nicole's big thing is the social game. So,
right, but it's like winning eliminations is X's thing that he has to do.
Yeah.
And Nicole is the thing that has to like continue instilling like, oh, I'm bad at this. You should take me. Oh, I'm so pathetic. Like, they were both doing those things to get their hands held, So in that way, it's like they were succeeding at the thing that people were expecting them to do. And therefore were being rewarded by being taken to Reindeer Games, So yeah.
My whole thing is, if I was ever in a house with Nicole Franzel, she's the first to go. Like I don't know at this.
I mean, she always makes it to the end. It is true. I don't know. People feel
that was the conversation during 22. It's like, how are they letting her and Ian go so far? And it's just
But I also think like it's interesting also being a fan and then playing is like the thing. I don't think I underestimated this intellectually, but I think I underestimated this in terms of like the feeling of it is like the element of chemistry between people. And I think like I haven't met Nicole, but I have to assume, I have to assume that there is something inviting about her presence.
Yeah.
Because
she work as a nurse. You would hope nurses would be comforting. And
I think nurses do really well. I mean, Cerie's a nurse. Yeah. All of you out there watching Survivor 45, my girl Kelly is a nurse, and I think she has that quality of just being so inviting and easy to be around, makes you feel really safe. I don't know. I think there maybe is something to the aura that Nicole, I guess, puts out there when you're actually a person with her, that also allows her to play this game where she isn't really targeted.
Now, some people have criticized Taylor's choice of picking Nicole to go into Reindeer Games over Brittany. I think what Taylor tweeted was, Nicole has beaten a big guy before with Josh. I want to take her to the end to hopefully get some help eliminating these men. What do you think of that line of thinking or the decision to bring her?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think Brittany has showed up in these comps. It was like how many days, how many episodes, and like every episode she had won a comp. It's like just this last one did Brittany not win? I mean, I think like these last, but I think that's like a valid reasoning. I don't know if I necessarily think one over the other. I think I would have taken Brittany.
Okay.
I think I would have taken Brittany. I think I would have wanted to split up 16 at one last chance that I got. There's more likelihood that Taylor could rope Brittany in at the end in some ways, taking her away from Frankie. I could see like a world where I would be thinking like, well, there's any heartstrings left to play, Frankie and Nicole might stick together. And so I wouldn't want to take that risk, I think. But I respect the choice. I think Taylor has an incredible shot to win against Nicole. So, yeah.
All right. My question, now that we've gone through all the finalists, is who do you want to win?
Okay, but like here's like the want or think. Like I think, okay, yeah. I mean, I think I want Taylor to win.
Ooh, okay.
Like I think in my heart I want Taylor to win. I think Frankie is.
Yeah.
I think Frankie is,
I want that like written somewhere. I want Taylor to win. I think Frankie is.
So that's what I think.
I think it's copy and paste for me. I think the same thing. I really want Taylor to win, but it might be Frankie's, and Frankie never won before. So
yeah, I would be very happy if Frankie. I think he earned it. I think you can't say anything about Frankie in Reindeer Games because look, I love this quality in him. I feel like I share this too. So maybe I feel like a kindred spirit here, but like he is just immersed in Reindeer Games, and we can like laugh about that, but he is like fully immersed. And I love that because like, to me, one of the most magical things about playing these games is that you are cut off and your entire world becomes the ridiculousness in this house, or on a beach, or like it's your whole world. And so to not accept that world as truth is like a disservice to the show and the game, so I think Frankie is really embodying that, and I'm just like eating it up,
yeah, he just lives there now. You know what I thought? And at first, okay, so we got we're getting characters in Reindeer Games. We got Jill Frost. Now, maybe it's because I'm Black, but when I heard Jill Frost, I was like, is this a play on Jill Scott? And
that's
I was
what I thought too.
Good! Oh my God!
That's what I thought too. I'm not. I was like, is she gonna say that's what I saw?
Fire Fields. Fire Fields. Of course.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this is gonna be bomb. Like, and then
it's like,
and then I was like, oh no, it's weird. Oh no, it's
I was like, oh, it's a little white pop star. Okay. And then they had Buble, and I was like, so they are doing it. They're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then,
all of the guests artists have been white, have they not?
Yeah.
Just doesn't notice sing.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, it's like and I'm just like, well, we have Frankie Grande right here. And like, wasn't the first time around they went to an Ariana concert before she was like huge? So it's like at the time people were probably just going along with it, and now they would not be able to afford that. But it's like, why not do why didn't we get a Grande Christmas pop star? Maybe we'll get one tonight.
Maybe season 2.
Maybe
Frankie's gonna come back as an elf. It's gonna be a whole bit. It's gonna be a whole thing. I can see it. I see the vision.
Oh, you know what I want? I want Frankie to do drag and like come in as a completely different character and just never address it. No one addresses that it's Frankie. That's what I want.
Yeah. I buy it.
I buy it. If you go onto it, you'll be like, yeah, I'm going to be fully immersed. I'm in character now.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I would even dress up like a reindeer.
Ooh, I don't think we've seen any reindeer, so yeah, that's our missing ingredient. So, all right, if we get a second season, who would you want to see as Santa's helpers?
As the helpers?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Felicia would be a great candidate from BB25. I think Felicia would be a great, oh man. Oh, this is hard. I'm bad at the on the spot things like this. Let me take 1 second.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
What?
Say it.
People were saying that Felicia would have done great at the comps, especially the naughty and nice ones of like maybe knowing all the songs and stuff.
I think she would have. I mean, I'm just reeling about it, like the comps and the concept and the editing of Reindeer Games was beautiful. Like, yeah, they did a great job. Good job.
Yeah, they did. So I'm assuming you're yes on a second season. If CBS was like, Izzy, we won't go forward unless we get your approval. What's the answer?
Of course, like that's clearly what they're going to say to me. I mean, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
100%. I mean,
I'm
only getting started. I love this. Like, call me Steve Nash. I'll soccer, basketball, whatever. I want to play,
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those are all of my questions. Are there any other comments? Did we leave anything on the table?
I don't think so. I think that was a pretty extensive Reindeer Games dive. Don't you think? I won't say deep, but
yeah. Would you be mad if any of them won? I think that's another one.
Oh. No, but I think I would be disappointed if X won.
Okay.
What's sad is I don't know. I just like I don't feel the feels with X,
Yeah.
So I think I would be I think he would just be last on my list. But no, but objectively, he also earned it. Winning every goddamn elimination, So it's like
I know.
Sure. But yeah.
Exactly. I think that's the thing about this take Big Brother Reindeer Games is like Big Brother, as much as we love the show and the fans and everything, when it hits a certain wall, everyone is edgy. Everyone is punchy. Everyone has jabs they want to get out. It gets aggressive.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're at the end of this game and I don't see any of the fans like trying.
People are excited.
Exactly.
Yeah, people love it.
I think in general, people are going to be like, okay. After the win, they're going to be like, okay, and we'll move on instead of.
I mean, I just gotta say that I think like especially after the like sort of halting pace like of the back end of season 25, I think the fans also were just like hungry to see people play, and I think we really got that in Reindeer Games. We got that from moment one, like it was everything we needed. So me too. I feel refreshed. Like, let's go. Let's get back in it. So yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. All right. Izzy, where can people follow you? Is there anything you want to plug?
Oh, snap. I'm also bad at this, but you can follow me at Flute Dyke on Twitter, the best handle in all of Twitter. And my whole damn government on Instagram at Isabel Lepanto Gleicher. No, nothing in between. It's terrible. I'm bad at social media. So help me out. Follow me.
I mean, I think it's always great when you can get the full name. Like my name is so blood, it's Nicole Weaver, and therefore I'm never going to be able to get my full name as just that, no numbers. So envious.
Yeah. So.
I am Nicole Weaver. This is Black by Reality Podcast. I really hope if you're a newbie that you stay. I be doing reality show recaps and interviews and just trying to keep it Black, queer, and just nice and positive over here. Hopefully, Izzy, I will throw out again because we already got a Traitors trailer.
Oh. You know I'm ready for the Traitors.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm stoked for the Traitors. We'll chat Traitors.
Yes. And I'm gonna try to get Andy on there too. I like. If anything, this podcast is for me to like collect queer reality stars as Pokemon.
Me too. I'm using your podcast to collect queer reality stars.
Yeah. Izzy, you're my starter Pokemon.
I love it.
Yes. All right. Oh, now I'm thinking of like a Pokemon with a flute and this making people sleep and stuff. That was your comic, right?
Dizzy Izzy, baby.
Yeah. All right. That is all we have today. Thank you guys for watching, and also follow Black by Reality on all socials. Bye.
Bye.